Hey everybody, welcome back to Young Engineers of Today. Hey Cohen, hey Mateo. You guys had a good couple of days, and I hope you're ready to finish out Inkscape because today is going to be our last day of Inkscape. Now, it's probably going to be a pretty relaxed day, just because we're going to spend some more time going over, well, it's really going to be sort of, can't hear me. Um, I should be unmuted. Raise your hand if you can hear me. Okay, well, I guess a couple people can. Maybe it's very quiet. I don't know. I do seem to get. Okay, so I am getting sound out. Right. Okay. Yeah. So today's going to be a pretty relaxed day, just because it's just going to kind of be like a free hour to work on this kind of stuff. Um, I'm going to spend some time, you know, filling my little bag toss board, cornhole board, whatever you want to call it, up with just all kinds of weird designs and stuff like that to give you guys um, perhaps some inspiration. If you have any questions about anything, how to do a specific thing, we can spend some time going over it. But otherwise, it is going to be, by and large, just free time. A lot of that has to do with the fact that this class has gone a little bit faster. We're about one session ahead of my other class, and we used up pretty much all of the material um, yesterday, or Monday, last session. So because of that, this is just going to be nice. Yeah, my keyboard can be pretty loud, um, especially when I type on it. I kind of aggressive with the keys. Anyway, yeah. Again, if you have any questions about anything, feel free. Otherwise, just spend some time customizing your design, making it your own, and then we'll talk about saving it and everything like that at the end, which should be pretty straightforward. You just gotta save it, but we'll do it anyway just in case. So yeah, let me go ahead and get Inkscape open, and then we can go from there. Okay, so my Inkscape is opening. Um, Eventually, here we go. I haven't saved anything because I've done this project multiple times at this point. So I've just had to start from scratch each time. So there was no point in me saving it. Hopefully you guys have saved yours though. Otherwise, no, if you haven't, no big deal. So let me see here. We'll start out with a picture again. Two dragons. Okay, I can do dragons. Oh, you can hear now? Okay, excellent. Interesting. Yeah, it might have just been a pipeline issue or something. I don't know. Anyway, just so you know, Cohen, we're just having free time today. Basically, just working on our cornhole designs because you guys are actually about a class ahead of my other class, and I pretty much run into the last of my material on Monday. So we're just going to spend, as far as Inkscape is concerned, so we're going to spend today working on that. And just sort of customizing it. I'm gonna do some stuff. I just maybe to help give you guys inspiration, although I am no graphic designer myself, so there's that. And then Monday we'll all move on to another subject. If you have any questions, though, you're more than welcome to um, ask me. Oh, you did? Nice. I'll have to check that out. Potentially. I'm not entirely sure what the lab schedule looks like, but I know Mr. Dubik did want to get started on it soon. Um, so time permitting, potentially, yeah. Dagrons. This is going to be very silly. Letters. Okay, so basically you can just use the text tool over here on the left-hand side, create and edit text objects. You can see it's just a big giant capital A with a little text cursor next to it. Select the spot for it, and then you can start typing stuff out. Whatever, obviously something you want to type something that makes more sense than what I just typed. And then you can select like your font and your font size. And let's make it big or super big. And then with the cursor tool, you can move it around and rotate it. Okay, so you can remove the arrows by ungrouping. So if you select one of these elements and then select ungroup, it should separate everything out so that you've got different things. But keep in mind that ungrouping everything means that everything will now move individually, so be very careful with that. And then it's kind of a pain to regroup everything. So I wouldn't strictly recommend it unless you're willing to, spend all the time regrouping everything. Excuse me for a moment. I think my cat's locked in a room. Yeah, my cat was totally locked in a room. How do you make the letters bigger? Again, you just select the font size when you're typing it. So like if I were to edit this, you see how my font size is 100? Just make it a larger number. And you can manually type in a number too. So, if the selections here aren't large enough, like if 144 isn't big enough, you can just manually type in like 1 million. I think it only goes up to like 10,000. But regardless, that's really big, really big. So back down to 100. Boop. In fact, down to like 16. Okay, so as you're typing, so as you can see, I'm in the typing mode. I've got the cursor here, the text cursor. My mouse cursor is the crosshair with the A. Up here, you should have, you can select your font. You can select like bold and italics and blah, blah, blah. The one in the middle is a font size. Just select a different font size. And that should do it. The two lines in the middle of the board? What do you mean exactly? You mean these two chevrons right here? Yeah, again, just ungroup everything. You might have to select ungroup again because I believe there are two layers of grouping. But again, I'd be careful with that because again, that means that everything can then be moved around individually of everything else. So like I can just move the circle, I can just move the chevron, I can just move this side over here. So just be aware of the fact that everything will be movable at that point. So you can certainly delete it then, but just you would also have to regroup everything. So that can be kind of a pain. Just keep that in mind. If you finish everything, you can certainly bring this as a finished product to lab, I'm sure. Just save it on like a flash drive or something like that, so that you can use it when it comes to be lab time to get the board laser cut. I believe it should be wood. Also, what's going on, Matt? Mateo? Um, basically, basically, it's. I believe you guys should be able to take this uh, design that you do to lab when it comes time to do like laser cutting and stuff like that. You just need to put it in like a flash drive and stuff like that. Yes, hello, Kitty. I would say just put it on a flash drive, just to be sure. Or at least email it to yourself so you can, bring it. And that's when my headset fell off my head. Well, like I said, you could also email it to yourself or store it on your Google Drive. Just, so you have it. Because I could email it to Mr. Dubik, but I think it would be a better idea to have it like on demand, you know what I mean? So if you email it to yourself, you can always just pull up that email with the attachment and download it wherever you need it. Sure. Okay. So you're running into an issue with downloading something off the internet. Where where are you in the process? Just trying to download it, or okay. So let's say I found an image that I'm happy with. I should right-click it and go to Save As. It'll bring it up, the dialog box, and then I can give it a name and save it somewhere where I can find it. You should still be able to right-click on an image and select Save Image As. Is that okay so far? Does that work? Okay, hold down Control and click. There you go, perfect. So once you've done that, then you should be able to import it on the Inkscape side. Make sure you import, don't open, but import. Import it so that it will be in Inkscape. All right, excellent, no problem. Is this a link to an image or something? Oh, that's pretty neat. Is it repeating? Oh, it doesn't look like it's repeating, but it's looking pretty cool. Um, Unsure. I think that might be a little bit too complex for it, and it might just come out as like a block with, since it's all solidly color. I think that's the concern that I have. The other thing to think about is the fact that that would, even if it didn't and it came out as like full detail, that would take a long time for the laser cutter to etch and cut out. I like the idea though. It's neat looking. Thank you. It's taken a lot of work, but I created a whole scenario, or are you talking about yours? If you're talking about yours, then excellent. Well, again, thank you. I'm really pouring my heart and soul into this. It really captures the feeling of cornhole too, I feel like. Huzzah! The dragon's not happy, but I'm glad that somebody's glad. Yeah, I really think I knocked this one out of the park. Most people have just been emailing me. This particular type of troll? Nice. Excellent. It's a victory trumpet. I tried. I really tried. This makes me appreciate the amount of work that goes into making something like this, because that's my trumpet. How did they do that? Well, let's see here. Okay, I can see it potentially being the same thing, but if you can turn like this I guess it's kind of like a grayish purple background. If you could turn that into like a white background, then all of these flowers would really start to like pop out. Like, let's see here. Fleurs. We'll import fleurs. So let's see here. I'm importing it right now. Whoa. Let's shrink it a bit. Shrinky, shrinky. And we'll include it on the thing. So I kind of wonder if a little bigger, then we can just hit the paint bucket on it. Select white. I didn't even... Yep, you can totally just use the paint bucket tool and then just click on the background, and then you can click on these other ones in order to get rid of the remaining bits so that it's got a white background everywhere, which is kind of a pain, but it's totally doable. Yeah, for sure. No problem. Oh, interesting. I had the interesting side effect of actually only coloring a few of the layers and keeping them there, so then I could lay them over the chevrons, and lo and behold, suddenly they're very patterned chevrons, which is kind of neat. Had like a spray paint kind of an effect. All right. Well, I know this was quite the session. I think it's time to do the poll questions, and then and then we'll leave it open to question and answer time, and from there we'll go ahead and break for the weekend. So I know this is a pretty relaxed session. I also know that there were long periods of silence, but it was fairly hands-on, and I think hopefully you guys got to get some good experience and progress with. Yeah, yeah, I should have done that. I don't have the ability to do that right now, unfortunately, but I should have. But at any rate, yeah, we'll go ahead and do question and answer and poll questions and all that stuff, and then, just like how we usually round out sessions. So here we go. First